Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your Stardom 5-Star Grand Prix 2021 preview and predictions. This has been a very different, very exciting prediction process because really there are more matches in this 5-Star Grand Prix than there have ever been in any other 5-Star Grand Prix. This 5-Star is G1 Climax sized, and it could not make me happier. John, how are you feeling about the new 20-woman field in the 5-Star Grand Prix for the first time ever?
I'm feeling fucking stoked about it because qualitatively, it is stacked. These fucking blocks are insane. I think it's going to be an amazing tournament. It's going to be the tournament of the year. I'm sorry, G1. I don't have a lot of confidence in the G1 right now. The 5-Star is where it's at if you want a great wrestling tournament. This is going to be amazing.
All right. We've got 90 matches to predict, my man. I feel like we've talked enough already. Let's get into the predictions. I'm ready if you are.
Let's do it.
Excellent. So, we didn't have any correct match orders for any of the cards, but we do know what matches are happening on every day of this tournament. So let's start on day one, which happens in, maybe like 7 or 8 hours or so. Let's just go in order that we have them on our spreadsheet. First match is Shooty versus Sayakamitani.
Very excited for this one, but I'm going with Shooty for the win.
Yeah, that definitely seems like the sort of obvious choice here. There could be upsets, though. The first day of the 5-Star is always kind of like the first day of the G1. You never know when you're going to get upsets. Second match, Tam Nakano versus Unagi. I picked Tam, and I'm sure you probably did too, right?
I picked Tam, yes.
All right. Third match, Utami Mika. Again, went with Utami here to, we already had the Mika World Title Challenge, so I feel like we don't really need another one.
Yeah, I too went with Utami.
Okay. Now we get to a little more up in the air kind of stuff. Mina Shirakawa versus Fukigen Death.
I went with Fukigen, personally.
Nice. I went with Fukigen as well. Nice. We agreed on that. Next up, Natsupoi versus Kogama.
I went with Kogama here so that we can get Natsupoi back in the mix of defending the championship after the 5-Star.
Yep, I did the exact same thing. And really, since this happens on day one, and there are usually at least 1 or 2 shows during the 5-Star that are treated as like big cards that might have 1 or 2 5-Star matches on them, we might get this defense during the 5-Star Grand Prix as it happens. So that could be interesting as well. And now we get to what I'm assuming will be our double main event for this first night's show. Mayu Iwatani versus Momowatanabe. I want to know who you picked before I tell you who I did.
I picked Momo to win this here. I think it's going to be a tough start for Mayu in the tournament.
I love that, but I did end up going with Mayu here. I did end up picking the favorite, No bold predictions from me yet, I don't think. But now we get to a match that I did have a bold prediction on, and that's Julia versus Starlight Kid. I picked Starlight Kid to win here because she has already had a match against Julia one-on-one for the white belt, and she lost that. And so much character shifting has gone on since then, with Julia getting nerfed hard and Kid really being given the spotlight as of late. I think Kid gets her win back here from Julia.
I actually, I already knew this prediction was coming, and you sold me on that when we kind of talked about this matchup, so I too went with Starlight Kid, and I'm hoping it happens. I hope she catches Julia and that Kid clutch so I can mark the fuck out.
Hell yeah.
See what happens.
Yep, and we have seen, that's another thing too, we have seen Julia has really lost more consistently 2 flash pins than to anything else. So if Kid is going to beat her, that Kid clutch is going to be the key to making it happen. Day 2 of the 5-Star is another 7-match card. Let's start things out with Azumi versus Unagi.
I went with Azumi here.
Same. Excellent. Next up, Tam versus Konami. I'm just going to stick with the trend. Every time these two face in a 5-Star, Tam wins, sometimes easily. So I'm sticking with Tam. I went with Tam.
I went with Tam as well.
Oh, you changed your pick. You told me you picked Konami the other day.
No, well, I wonder if I misspoke. Because yeah, I have Tam here, so I'm just gonna stick with Tam.
Yeah, I thought that you were like you said something the other day. It was like probably I don't know, like Monday or something. We were doing something after I don't even remember what we were doing, but you said something about like when we were going over the predictions. You were like, "Oh yeah, maybe I'll actually pick Konami to finally beat Tam this year."
Yeah, that's why I said maybe because I was still undecided. But yeah, I'm pretty confident it'll be Tam. So we'll see.
Micah Shooty.
I picked Shooty again, man.
Yep, same. It's pretty hard to pick against Shooty in this tournament, but let's get into our next match. Utami versus Sayakamitani.
Utami again.
Same. Yeah, I feel like Shooty and Utami are like just absolute fiends, and like it's going to take nothing short of a miracle to beat either one of them at this point. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, Sakikashima versus Starlight Kid. This is only really interesting because they are both in the same faction, and this is like we don't know how Oedo Tai is going to act in their like intra-factional interactions here in the 5-star.
Right. I just went with Starlight Kid here.
Same. I went with Kid too, but this is like a coin flip for me. I could definitely go to Kashima. I could definitely see Kashima pulling out a revival, pinning Kid, and Kid being all, frustrated and angry after the match. Momo versus Natsupoi.
I went with Momo here.
Same. Mayu Julia is our main event for this show, I believe.
And I went with Julia.
Interesting. Yeah, this was literally the hardest match on the entire card, the entire tournament for me to pick, because these two are the two women that I am the most waffling between as far as who wins the tournament, and the winner of this match would be the one that wins the tournament, because if Julia wins, she would have the same amount of points as Mayu and beat her head to head. And if Mayu wins, she would have more points than everyone else in the block for me, so she would just win the block outright. So this really was like my coin flip match. This was like, who do I pick to win the whole fucking tournament is what this match comes down to. And in the end, I ultimately did settle down on Julia. But I gotta tell you, man, I just have this gut feeling that Mayu's gonna pull this one out. But then I remembered that we picked Mayu to win 2 years ago, and midway through the tournament, we realized that was not happening, and it was gonna end up being Hana. So we shall see, but just know if Mayu does win this thing, that was like the monkey on my back. That was the fucking butterflies in my stomach. That was the thing, like the earwig gnawing at my brain, was that I thought Mayu could win this thing. Next up, though, let's get to day 3. Julia versus Sakikashima.
I went with Kashima here.
So did I, baby. She beats the faction leaders. It's that simple. Next up, Utami Unagi.
I went with Utami here.
Yep. I think for the rest of this, I'm not even going to say both names in like, who did you pick kind of way. For Shooty and Utami matches, I'm going to so-and-so beat Shooty this one. And you just be like, nope.
Yep.
All right, next up, Tam Ruaka.
Tam.
Yep. Shooty Azumi, again.
Shooty.
Yeah. Kashima versus Mina. We're on to day 4 now.
I actually picked Shirakawa to win here.
Nice. I like it. I ended up going with Saki, but I could see that going either way. That's a good pick to kind of go with the underdog on. Kid Natsupoi, though. This is interesting.
I actually did go with Natsupoi here, believe it or not.
As did I. I feel like you and I are really only different on pretty irrelevant matches. I mean, there's one bigger match that we've been different on so far, that being Mayu Momo, because you picked Momo, I picked Mayu. But everything else, the only stuff that we've really disagreed on, I think literally the only other match we've disagreed on so far is Saki Mina.
Yeah.
Which, like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
It's not like either one of them's winning the tournament, right? So, anyway.
Exactly.
Get to Tam versus Sayakamitani.
I actually think Kamitani is going to beat Tam here.
I'll tell you why I picked Tam to win here. We already got Kamitani challenging for the white belt, and Tam beat her. I don't think we need Saya to beat Tam here and get another shot at the white belt. So I have Tam winning here and just kind of shutting that door. Maybe Saya will want to move on. Maybe she'll want to challenge Shooty. Maybe she'll want to go after Utami again down the line. Or maybe she'll want to go after whoever beats Utami for the red belt whenever that happens.
Yes.
Micah Ruaka.
Micah.
Same, yeah. Micah's dominant, man. It's tough to pick against her. On to day 5, and speaking of Micah, she faces. I went with Micah again. I don't really have that much of an explanation. I just think Micah is booked way stronger than Azumi. So the thing is, I definitely could see Azumi winning here because, like, if anyone out of Queen's Quest, other than Utami, of course, is gonna beat Micah, it would be like the one that's not anything like Micah at all, that doesn't even try and go up against her power and just like runs circles around her and like gets her to submit and stuff. Like I could see an Azumi Sushi getting Micah here for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But I did go with Micah, just kind of playing the odds, I think. Next up, Konami Unagi.
I went with Konami here.
Same, makes sense. I gotta ask, man, did you call the upset? Do you have Kogama beating Julia?
No, I stuck with Julia beating Kogama.
I did. I called the upset. I went with Kogama here, dude.
All right, well, we'll see what happens, brother. I wouldn't be surprised.
Again, we've seen Julia lose to those flash pins, and Kogama has already pinned her with her version of the Itabashi.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
All right, let's get into our next match, Mayu Natsupoi.
I just went Mayu here.
I think I did too. Yeah, I did. Easy enough. Next up, we've got Momo Kashima.
I went with Momo here.
All right, let me check to see if I did. I think I went Kashima here. Yeah, I did, because Momo is technically the leader of Queen's Quest.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Might not feel like it because she's not really doing anything right now, but on paper, she is technically considered the leader of QQ.
Right.
She is who Io handed the title over to. She gave her the deed to the kingdom, man.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Starlight Kid, Fukigen Death.
I actually went with Kid here.
Same. Why'd you say actually? Like, it would be a surprise. I mean...
I don't know. Fukigen, she can pull up those upsets with, like, her roll-ups and everything, but I just feel like Kid will be able to handle that.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we even really consider Fukigen Death beating Starlight Kid to be, like, a massive upset?
I think relative to the character growth he's experiencing, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Tam Micah.
I went with Micah here.
Same. I think that she is a great next challenger for Tam's white belt. Konami Sayakamitani.
I went with Kamitani here.
I did as well, man. Dude, we are on the same page about some of this shit. That's wild. Kid Mina.
I went with Kid.
Same. So, John.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, did you pick the upset of the fucking century? Rua
Yes, I did.
defeating Utami.
Yes, I absolutely did.
Of course.
In another planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy gets the fucking win.
Mayu Mina.
You know, I was actually tempted to pick Mina here, but I settled with Mayu.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fill in Shooty for the next match. Shooty Unagi.
Yeah.
Saya Azumi.
I picked Azumi here. I'm putting a lot on
man.
Azumi this year.
See, this is what I'm talking about. You're way higher on Azumi's stock within the company than I am. I have her losing this too. I'll tell you right now, this is, I mean, it's not really a spoiler if I'm telling you something that's going to happen later on in the commentary we're already doing. I have Azumi only accumulating a grand total of 4 points in this tournament.
And see, I have her accumulating a total of 10 points, so yeah.
That's
Quite the disparity
crazy.
there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right. Next match, though, Julia versus Mina.
I think I picked Julia here. Just need to find it. Yeah, I picked Julia here.
Same. Poi Kashima.
I picked Natsupoi.
Same. I love that. Yes, that's so cool. I think we're very much on the same page with like 5 or 6 of the women in this tournament. Konami Azumi.
I did pick Konami here.
Yep, same.
I've been saying that a lot. Wow. Okay, never mind. Keep going.
Mayu Himeka.
Is it Mayu Himeka? Because I have...
No, wait, I fucked up. I think it's Mina Himeka.
That's what I have on my spreadsheet. So I just want to make sure, because I know we actually did do some editing when I told you I got mine done originally. Believe it or not, dude, I have Mina winning in what I would consider kind of an upset.
Yeah, I would call that a huge upset.
So yeah, I have Mina going over here.
See now, what did I do wrong? God damn it. Well, I fucked something up. Oh boy. All right. Well, I definitely fucked something up, so we'll just have to figure it out as we go. So we did Himeka Mina, then we got Utami Konami.
I actually picked Konami here.
Same, dude, same. Wait, you picked Mina to beat Himeka?
I did.
Wow, I feel like that's even more of an upset than Konami beating Utami. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, next one is Mayu Himeka.
I actually went with Himeka here.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
You're very high on Himeka this year.
You'd think. How many points do I even have her winning? Let me see. I'm probably gonna throw a blow. Oh wow, I am high on Himeka this year. Never mind. Okay, yeah. I guess so.
All right. Next up, Kogama versus Fukigen Death.
I went with Kogama.
All right. I think I might have as well. Let me double check. I went with Death. Here. I think just as a general rule, I'm probably going to have Kogama getting a few upsets here and there against the rest of the roster, but mostly losing to Oedo Tai.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've got our first clash of major singles champions here. Shooty versus Tam.
Shooty.
I have a TLD on this. I don't want Tam to lose to Shooty, but I can't imagine her beating her either, so I just went TLD.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Konami Ruaka.
Ruaka, obviously. No, I'm just kidding. Konami.
You gotta stop doing that, man. I'm gonna fucking type it in.
Konami wins. I did go with Mayu here.
Yeah, I can't imagine Kogama beating her. Momo Kid.
I actually did go with Momo, even though I am hoping Kid beats her. I mean, I'm hoping Kid wins the tournament, so, you know, that goes without saying.
I went with Momo as well, just
Momo.
because, like, Kid already eliminated her from the Cinderella, and Momo's gotta get that back, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so then we've got Himeka versus Death.
Gimeka.
Same. Then we get to our first Takumi Iroha match. Takumi Iroha versus Maika.
Takumi Iroha.
Yeah. Momo versus Death.
Momo.
Same. The true Clash of the Titans, Utami Shooty.
Can't fucking wait for this. I do have a TLD here.
Same. All right, let's get to our next Iroha match. Iroha Konami.
I have Iroha here.
Same. Momo Mina.
I can't believe this, but I'm actually going to stick by it. I have Shirakawa beating Momo here.
I kind of like that, though. Because I feel like she could almost, like, trick her in a way. Like, I feel like, I don't know, there's a part of me that believes that Mina is one of the more likely people to be able to roll Momo up and get a win. Like, Thez Press type shit, you know what I mean?
I mean, she convinced Momo to do a sexy pose, so I wouldn't put it past her to be able to dupe Momo and catch her in a cradle or some shit.
Exactly, yeah. See, you do get it. Iroha Ruaka.
Well, dude, I have on my spreadsheet Iroha Sayaka, so should I have... I mean, it doesn't matter either way, but
no,
should that be Ruaka?
This is probably another mistake on my part. I fucked up again.
Either way, I have Iroha. I'll just put it to you that way.
Yeah, it's... Then we got Kid Kogama.
Kid.
I went with Kogama here. Just again, because it's like further destroying Kid's perception of her time in Stars. Because it's like Mayu replaced her with Kogama, and then Kogama beats her, and it's like, oh my god, is she actually better than me? Like the complex, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, Himeka Poi.
I believe I went with Himeka here.
Shooty Konami.
Jesus, I mean, this was easy. No offense to Konami, but Shooty, she owns her every time. Shooty, definitely.
Unfortunately, yeah, she really does.
She's probably going to make her tap out again, dude. I mean, come on now.
Oh, no. All right, Kamitani Ruaka.
Kamitani.
I believe, yeah, I have the same thing. Let me check. Yes. Tam Takumi.
Takumi.
Same. Utami Azumi.
I'd love for Azumi to beat the fucking world champion, but I have Utami here.
Same. Julia Poi.
Julia.
Same. Mayu Death.
Mayu.
Same. Actually, do I have that? Yeah, I do. Momo Himeka.
Himeka.
I had Momo here. I do have Momo beating Himeka here. I think I have Momo beating every member of DDM in her block. Just because I think she lost to every member of DDM in her block last year. So I kind of wanted her to like bounce back from that.
Right.
Takumi Saya.
Takumi.
Yeah.
Micah.
Momo Kogama.
I actually picked Kogama here.
Did I? No, I kept Momo here. I stuck with Momo here. Tam Azumi.
This is one of the bigger matches of the tournament to me that I'm really hyped for. I picked Azumi. I think she deserves a white belt opportunity.
I also
I'm really
picked
hoping she
Azumi,
beats him.
dude. I also picked Azumi. I love it.
Let's hope she gets it done, dude. I'd love to see her in the white belt picture.
All right, Sayakamitani.
Saya.
No, I went with Micah.
I just realized this is a rematch from the Cinderella Tournament Finals. Wow.
Yes, it is, and that's why I went with Micah, because Saya already beat her, and it's like a back and forth kind of thing. Because I don't.
And because you already have Micah beating Tam, you feel like it would really solidify her status if she beat the prior number one contender.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I can respect that.
Takumi Unagi.
Okay, let me just... Actually, you know what? We're almost done this anyway, so I'm not going to bother switch things around, because I had Ruaka in this place. But yeah, it's still Iroha, regardless.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, God. I think the problem is I might have changed the template, but I might not have changed my actual prediction sheet. So let me go in and look. What match number is this? 68.
I think this is 68, yeah.
Let me go down and check 68. No, it's Unagi. It's Unagi.
All right, well, yeah, Iroha.
All right. Julia Death.
Julia.
Same. Kashima Kogama.
Kogama.
You went with Kogama here, did I? I did as well. All right. Himeka Kid.
I went with Starlight Kid here.
Did I? No, I went with Himeka here. I kind of favored size when it was this distinct of a difference. Iroha Azumi.
Iroha. Should be a fucking barn burner, though.
Unagi Ruaka.
I actually went with Ruaka here.
I did too, dude. Future of Stardom title contender.
Yeah, that was precisely my thought process.
All right, here we go. We're getting to some of the big hitters. Julia Himeka.
Julia.
Same, dude. Yes, I love that we're having her avenge her loss to Himeka in last year's 5-star. Oh, man, another big one. Mayu Saki.
Mayu.
I went with Saki. I went with Kashima. Again, she beats faction leaders. It's that simple. Poi Death.
Poi.
Poi? And
yes.
Also went with Poi. Okay, cool. Iroha Utami.
3 letters. TLD.
Bro, I have Iroha winning straight up.
We shall see. That's going to be quite a sight if that happens.
Well, dude, I have her beating Utami here so that she can put her over in the title match, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Shooty versus Unagi.
Shooty.
I could see Unagi winning this, though. Like, it's just like, she beat her in the Cinderella tournament as a way to, kind of make her look more credible. She could beat her here in, like, a really weird, fluky way, and then obviously get her ass beat in the SWA title match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see it. I think I can only see your vision because in their SWA title match, Unagi actually did hit her finisher. It was just too close to the ropes.
I actually forgot that they already had a title match. That's my bad. I take everything back.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just forgot about that. That's really sad. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Anyway, next up, we got Kashima Himeka.
Himeka.
Yep, same. Mina Kogama.
I had Mina here.
All right, I had Mina as well. Julia Momo.
Julia.
I believe I also had Julia. Yes, I did. Mayu Kid. This is probably the biggest match of the tournament that doesn't involve a singles champion.
Now, I want to just say something a little extra beyond just saying who I predicted, just to kind of drive the point home of my prediction sheet. I had Mayu winning here. My thing is, I think she's going to beat every member of Iwatani that's in her block in the tournament. I don't think Mayu is losing to a single Utami member. That's why the one big shift I had was her even beating Kashima, because I know your whole thing about her beating faction leaders. I think Mayu's going to buck up against that trend, and I think because Kid wants to surpass Mayu, it shouldn't come so easily. So I think Mayu's going to win here.
I don't necessarily think Kid is going to beat Mayu in such a way that makes it seem like she's surpassed her. I think she's going to beat her with a lot of help, but I do think she's going to beat her.
We'll see, man. I mean, dude, if Kid had a tournament where she beat both Julia and Mayu, I'm a happy Starlight Kid fan. I just see one and not the other right now, so Gotcha. We'll see if the tournament, agrees or not.
All right, Kashima Death.
I do have Kashima here. Battle of the Flash Pins. Let's go.
I have Death winning this one. Himeka Kogama.
I have Himeka here.
Same. Nice. Poi Shirakawa.
Boy.
I have Mina winning this, believe it or not. I think it'd be interesting if she could get a high-speed title shot. Because I know these two have had a singles match before, and Poi did win that. But that almost, again, makes me feel more inclined to pick Mina, because then we get Mina beating Poi, and then they're 1-1, and then the title match is the rubber match. I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Utami Tam.
Utami.
Same. I like that we're on the same page about that. Dude, here we fucking go. Probably the single match of this entire tournament that I'm looking forward to the most. Shooty versus Iroha.
And, looking at my spreadsheet, because I think I typed in some things wrong, so it kind of messed with my point value, so I had to get it back on track for my vision. So how do you do that? I have Shooty beating Iroha here.
You know what? If anyone in Stardom's going to do it, it is her.
Yeah, that was precisely my thought, dude. Precisely my thought.
I have a TLD here, though. I do have a TLD here.
I completely understand that. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Saya versus Unagi.
Saya.
Do I have Saya? Yeah, I also have Saya. Konami Maika.
Maika.
Okay. And Azumi Ruaka.
Azumi.
I think I did that too. Oh, no. Oh, God. I fucked something up. Okay, it's not Azumi Ruaka. It's Unagi. It's Azumi Sayaka, I think.
Oh,
Unagi.
You know what? I think I'll go with Unagi here. If that's the case.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me check, actually. Oh, fuck off. That's annoying. All right, so I'm going to need a minute here.
That's fine.
Okay, there. Good. Right. Now, Unagi. Okay, Azumi. No, I was wrong. It is Azumi versus Ruaka. What the fuck, man? I swear to God. Never trust online translations, people. Never trust online translations. So do I have Azumi facing Unagi at all on this spreadsheet? She's in fucking day one. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh my God. I swear to God, dude. This is a disaster. Okay. So. I think we're good. I think we're good now. I forget. Who did you pick between Azumi and Ruaka?
Well, with Azumi and Ruaka, I am going to go back to Azumi. So.
Okay. The only reason that I felt the need to even say something is because, again, I had those backwards. I had Azumi and Ruaka, I had Unagi and Ruaka swapped on a few of these because there was an English translated image up that showed Unagi third from last and then Ruaka second from last. But in the actual text that's supposedly translated from Japanese, it had Ruaka third from last and Unagi second from last. So it had their pictures and their names swapped. Like, their pictures were in the correct order, but their names were they were swapped. So it fucked my shit up in a very serious way, and it caused me to swap them for quite a few of the matches in here, which is why we had the problem with Mina and Mayu earlier in their matches with these two, and now we're having this problem as well. I do want to go back and correct myself. I did want to have Unagi beating Azumi in this tournament. Just so happens, though, that match happens on day 2 way earlier in our predictions, and I said that I had Azumi winning that. Just want to go back and correct that. I do have Azumi beating, or I do have Unagi beating Azumi there.
Yeah, and I think, thinking about it, I think I do want to give Unagi the win there against Azumi. So.
Okay. And then we both have Azumi beating Ruaka. We both have Ruaka's only win of the tournament being against Unagi, right?
Yes.
And now we also both have Unagi's only win of the tournament being against Azumi, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So those two each have 1 win apiece. Okay. I think everything's straightened out now, thankfully. I think we're good to go. Let's get into our sort of wrap-up portion where we talk about points and sort of where people finished and stuff like that. All right?
All right. I guess I'll go first.
Sure.
Just going down the block, naming each person and their point values. Julia, 14 points. Momo, 10 points. Fuki getting 2 points. Sakikashima, 4 points. Starlight Kid, 12 points. Natsupoi, 8 points. Himeka, 12 points, which doesn't even surprise me doing a double take. Kogama, 8 points. Shirakawa, 8 points. Mayu, 12 points.
Nice. Yeah, I have a pretty similar layout to you. Believe it or not, I also have Himeka with 12 points. We just didn't give them to her via the same matches. So I have, with 12 points, Julia, Momo, Himeka, and Mayu. But Julia beat all 3 of those women in their one-on-one matches, so Julia would win the block.
Yes.
At 10 points, I have Kid. At 8 points, I have Kashima and Koguma. At 6 points, I have Death and Natsupoi. And then at 4 points is Mina by herself.
Excellent.
So I'm going to just kind of get into the red block, or get into the blue stars block, I should say, and then you can do that after me. We'll kind of switch back and forth. So
okay.
For the blue stars block, I have got, I'm going to work my way up from the bottom, actually. Unagi with only 2 points, Ruaka with only 2 points. Those two we already talked about. Unagi's only win against Azumi, Ruaka's only win against Unagi. Then I've got Azumi at 4 points, with her 2 wins coming against Ruaka and Tam. Then at 8 points, I have got a 2-way tie between Konami and Sayakamitani. At 9 points, Tam Nakano, the white belt champion, with only 9 points. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
At 12 points, though, we've got Micah. Quite a tournament for her. 13 points is Utami, our world champion. 15 points is Shooty. And the Blue Stars block winner for me, Takumi Iroha with 17 points and an 8-0-1 record.
Damn.
Yes.
All right. For me, it's as follows. Utami, 12 points. Kamitani.
Whoa. I've got you having Utami at 14 points, man.
That's weird. It generated 12, but wait, is that going to fuck up my results?
No.
All right, well, I'm just going to keep naming my numbers, and then you just tell me what...
It's not going to fuck up your results. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, well, that's good. That's really all.
What is the number at the very bottom of that column of the numbers?
Well, now it's 90. Now they're corresponding, so I must have done some... Maybe I put in Utami's name wrong for one of the matches. Maybe I didn't put it in full to allocate the point value, because now it's 90 on both sides, so it should be evened out. I figured something was wrong there. Kamitani with 10 points.
Yep.
Azumi with 8 points.
Yep.
Tam with only 6 points. That's weird to me, but I'm sticking with it.
I thought I did Tam dirty, giving her 9. You did her even worse.
Yeah, I did. I really did. Unagi, 2 points.
Yep.
Konami, 8 points. Micah, 8 points. Shooty, 17 points. Ruaka, 2 points. Iroha, 15 points to just lose the block out to Shooty. So,
wow.
what that's
you've got
yeah.
Shooty and Iroha swapped. You've got Shooty winning the block at 17, Iroha in second at 15. I've got Iroha winning the block at 17, Shooty in second at 15.
Yeah, precisely.
Goddamn.
So our finals are essentially for you, Julia versus Iroha,
yep.
And for me, Julia versus Shooty. The Goddesses champs facing each other.
And
Julia.
Same.
Fucking Julia.
We've been saying it for months now, and I gotta tell you, man, I have been really waffling because of the way that she has been nerfed and the way that she has been presented as like an upper mid-card borderline comedy act lately. But the win that she and Shooty just got over Saya and Utami, my God, that's the kind of momentum that I was looking for Julia to start getting, for me to really double down on picking her to win the 5-star this year, you know?
And bro, here's the thing. I do agree with you, I should say, completely about Julia's trajectory and her presentation and everything as of late. My thing is, if you want to get all that momentum back in one shot, her beating Shooty after the tournament I have her on, because the funny thing is, Shooty, like block-wise, gets more points than Julia does in her block. But Julia wins where it really matters. And I feel like beating somebody that's like a freaking tank like Shooty has been gets her all the momentum back in one match. And because Utami struggled against Shooty, by having Julia beat Shooty, it really signals like, yeah, I beat her, so I sure as hell can beat you. And I do ultimately see that happening. So yeah, and again, they have the bond, they're the Goddesses champs, so you're just dripping in the drama there with that final. I think it's a perfect stage set. I think it's going to be a phenomenal matchup. And Julia, I'll be curious if Julia gets the win, probably with that Northern Lights bomb. And yeah, she gets her title.
You know what, dude? I could see Shooty kicking out of the Northern Lights bomb. Can you hear me? Oh God, he can't hear me, Kenny.
Did we disconnect?
I just hung up on him. He's gonna have to call me back. Sorry about that, everyone. Facebook Messenger has been really fucking weird about that lately. He saw it and... Hello.
So where did I cut out there?
You didn't cut out at all. It was one of those things where you couldn't hear me.
Okay, so it did catch everything that I said. Okay, so what did you say in response?
I said I could actually see Shooty kicking out of the Northern Lights bomb, and Julie has to beat her with a Glorious Driver or two.
Yeah, or maybe even another Northern Lights bomb followed up by a Glorious Driver just to make sure she stays down for a fucking 3 count.
Or since we've seen the return of this recently,
it's going to be wild.
Viper.
Yeah. And I feel like she could beat Iroha in a very similar fashion. I see both of our finals as very viable. That's what I like about it. I don't think either of our finals are really out of left field if you think about it. So it's just a matter of which one of us got it right. Because we have Julia. We both agree on that side of the equation. But is it going to be Iroha or is it going to be Shooty? That I'm very curious to find out.
Yes. I can't believe we got through all of this in under an hour.
Oh, thank God. There was such a... Yeah, my mind's blown too. That was such a long pause, though. I thought the call dropped again. Jesus, don't do that, man. God damn.
Well, I said yes, and then I was waiting for you to say literally
that's all I have to say about that.
You just didn't, so I didn't know what to do, so I just moved on.
You know what? I didn't catch you saying yes, so Facebook call just sucks is the lesson here. But yeah, this tournament's going to be fucking wild. I hope to see all of you guys there and others that I think have become more frequenters of our Stardom live reactions. And I can't wait to get all of our ducks in a row with Stardom doing the 724 show tomorrow, provided they get it up. And then the 725 show, which is already up and has been up for days, on Sunday. That'll be Sunday at 5. And then we'll have the road clear to just do 5-star coverage. I can't fucking wait. So thank you guys. Leave a like, all that good stuff. We'll see you back here in a little bit for our SmackDown review at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Ashton, please take us home.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that you all enjoyed our preview and predictions for the Stardom's 5-star Grand Prix 2021. If you did, remember to like the video. But even if you didn't, we want to know why. Let us know what your predictions are down in the bottom, down in the comments section down below. Let us know what you think is going to happen. Obviously, we don't want you to actually predict all 90 matches in the description or in the comment section, but you can tell us who you think the block winners will be and who you think is going to win the whole damn tournament. And to take it a step further, whether you think that the winner of the tournament is going to beat Utami for the red belt. John, I think you and I both agree that Julia will do that, right?
That is correct, good sir.
Yeah. So, interesting trajectory there that we're both predicting. I'm curious to hear what all of you have to say. Until then, though, please remember to, as I said, like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, follow us on Twitter and Twitch, and if you would like to support us, you can also subscribe on Twitch, buy our merch on Spring, donate to our Patreon, and share this channel and this video with all your wrestling fan friends, and let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube and Twitch wrestling communities. That's us. And the best kept secret in the pro wrestling world. That's Stardom. Let your wrestling fan friends know about Stardom, because if they don't, and they or better or worse, if they do and they just aren't keeping up, they are missing out in a big way. So we hope to see you all tonight for our SmackDown review. But if you're only here for our Stardom coverage, we will see you tomorrow night at 7 for our live reactions to the July 24th show, and then Sunday at 5 for our live reactions to the 7/25 show. We'll see you then, and of course, we hope that you're all able to remember to stay tuned.